Today we're going to talk about the loneliness of building something like a business, a venture, a side hustle, something that you are putting your heart and soul into. This most of the talk is for people who have perhaps quit their job and are doing something on no longer on the side, but it's become their main hustle. And you see that your journey is a little different than a bunch of your friends here and there. Most of my friends that I know have a proper job and they have always held a job for the longest time. But for me, my journey has been very different. I have always dabbled with different kinds of things and did freelance work, independent consulting work, did part time work, did contractual work, became an employee. And I think every permutation combination you can think of, I have done. I have been in a co-founding business. Now I'm running a solo founder business. So it's very interesting to see how things have panned out, how my perspective towards work has changed. But what has kind of I recently I have discovered is that sometimes I miss working with a team. Sometimes I miss the synergy that you have when you are working with people physically in the same space, or even when you're getting on calls and discussing something, right? When you have a very bad day or you have a horrible client, you can just get on a call and vent about things. You can just you know be each other's sounding board. Whereas when you're building something alone, it gets very difficult because you feel, even if the problem is this much, you feel in your head it is taken up all the headspace. It gets very difficult to kind of just shrug it off and move forward with your day. So what do you do in that case? Does that mean that you necessarily bring in a partner to just share that load, or does it mean that you can work in a different way? I feel that you can work in a different way. Couple of things I've been trying recently has really worked out for me, and I would like to share that in case you are also building something of your own. The first thing is that I want you to diversify your friend group. If you only have people from your school and college, and if you're living in the same city, you probably have those friends. But go around and make different friends. How do you make different friends? As an adult, it's very difficult because you don't get many avenues to meet new people. So you have to create those moments, create those opportunities. So whichever city you are in, specifically if you are in a tier one city, you might have a lot of meetups, events that happen in your city. Just go around and do not take existing friend and go there. Please go by yourself. In the beginning, it might be very awkward and very odd. I know how you feel, especially if you're an introvert or an ambivert like me. It could be a little difficult, but this will help you understand that the world outside is big. It will help you open up your mind, diversify the way you look at work, and perhaps a lot of the things that you might have been struggling in your day to day can be solved because now you are getting to hear different voices and different people. Second is, I want you to specifically make friends who are either freelancers, solopreneurs, independent consultants, part timers, right? Some people who are different than the traditional 9 to 5, different than the traditional employment that you see in the world, because again, they will have a little bit of flexibility to work from different places. A lot of my friends that are freelancers or solopreneurs work from cafes or co-working spaces, and sometimes we have these co-working sessions. We will just go and catch up at a co-working space or at a cafe, take our laptops, which is basically our offices, and just work together. We don't really talk all the time, but just knowing that another person is there hustling, building, that you are also doing, is that exchange of energy is fantastic. I really like that. So that is another good way to kind of just get over the loneliness. Another good thing would be to just have, perhaps, how you have a board of directors in a proper company, perhaps have a few people that you can just bounce off your ideas, right? So if you are in a creative rut, maybe you have a friend who is extremely creative and you just bounce off your thoughts on that person's brain. If you have a friend who's great with numbers and analytics and data, perhaps if you're stuck with that kind of a problem at work, you can go and kind of bounce off the ideas or wherever you're stuck via them. So have these small groups of people where you know that you understand their USP, you understand how they can actually help you, and you can at least go and get a different perspective, right? You don't necessarily have to solve all your problems alone. That's number three. Number four, what you can also do is perhaps get a mentor. And there are various ways to find a mentor. There are a lot of online sites. People, sorry, people also become are open to mentorship on LinkedIn. Don't randomly go and ask people to mentor you without figuring out if they are available and they are interested, or if you want to do pro bono or if it is a paid thing. So that is very important to know because you don't want to necessarily waste anyone's time and expertise. A mentor will definitely be very, very helpful for you. That is number four. And number five is what I want you to avoid. I want you to stop discussing your work problems with people who you know cannot necessarily help you, but they might pull you down. So let's say you have some friend who is very anti taking the non-traditional route. If you discuss your work problems with them, any client problems, any money problems, they will always make you feel that what you are doing is incorrect and bring your morale down. Or if you have parents who are not completely on board with what you are doing yet, and you discuss your problems with them, they are not going to be able to solve it, but they might add to that emotional weight that you're already carrying. Right? So these are a few things that can again help you feel less lonely at work. It is lonely at the top. Having a group of other founders, there are a lot of meetups that happen for founders as well. It's just going to help you understand that everybody is battling things on their own. A lot of the problems you might be facing and thinking this is very unique to you, you might even figure out that there are other founders or other freelancers, solopreneurs who are also going through the same thing. And even if you cannot solve it together, at least you can discuss it, you can vent about it, and that can really help you. Yes. So yeah, these are a few things that can help you to overcome loneliness. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please put it down in the comments, and I would love to answer that for you. Anything related to founding freelancing, I am just documenting my journey here and sharing my learnings. I'm no in no way an expert, but I'll do my best to get the answers to you. And yes, I write a newsletter. You can go and subscribe to that. I would love to have you there when I share some important stuff or interesting things about building a life and business and work and otherwise in your inbox. I am also available on LinkedIn. Should you have any questions, you can DM me there as well. I'll try my best to reply back to you. And happy building your business until next time.